So Hallelujah, It Is Finished is actually the very first song that kicked off our journey in the Western Cape of writing original songs. And the motivation for me was to write songs that reflect the preaching of One Life Church. And at the time, it was 2022. We were going to go into a preaching series through the book of Romans for the entire year. And I was trying to write a song the year before, 2021. We were still towards the end of lockdown, and I started writing a song. I'd been waiting on God the whole day and reading through Romans chapter 1, 2, and 3, and I'd been asking God for a melody, asking God for words, something that would reflect the book of Romans, and not just one section, but the whole book. When I read through Romans, it inspires us to give our lives to Jesus. It motivates us to understand that we're flawed people and our salvation comes in Him alone, and it's because of what He's done. And our response to Him should be, Hallelujah, it is finished. Christ is risen, He has won. And so that was the refrain that kept coming through in my heart. And at 8 o'clock I started writing the chorus, and I started writing the verses to reflect a person's journey of salvation in the first verse, a person waiting in the second verse, waiting for Jesus' return, and what will that look like when we're in front of Him as He's the King and Lord of all. And then the final verse was about when He comes back, what will be the refrain of all of creation, all of mankind, everything around us when you see Him coming in the cloud in glory. And it will be, He's the one true risen Lord. In 2022, I introduced it to the band at a band practice on Thursday night, and I was very nervous. And the band responded really well. I didn't even tell them that I wrote the song. I just said this song was written. And I told one or two guys, and then that Sunday, we actually performed the song live. I had previously got my brother to do the electric guitar parts, and he also did the drums originally, and I did some acoustic and one or two other parts, but it was very, very minimal. And but we recorded it. I had my wife record it from the projection computer, so you'll see I'm quite nervous, and you might even hear on the recording my voice shaking because I was petrified. This is the first time anyone's hearing this song. I was hoping and trusting that this one song could catapult and launch us as a One Life Church Western Cape to start writing songs that reflect what God is preaching week in and week out to our people. People actually sang it like it was their own song, and I couldn't have wished for a better response to the first time a new song is written for the church, and the first time that it's sung like it's been a song that they've been singing for years. If I'm willing and I'm able to be used by God and I say yes to the Lord, there's no limit to what He can do. And if He can do that through me, He can do that through anyone. And I said that to the musicians and say, guys, that's our challenge. We'll write a song for every preaching series that we do. And it's happened more often than not, which is really great. And my hope and my prayer is that as we continue releasing albums, as we continue to release new songs, that the gospel wouldn't just go out in the preaching, but would also go out through the singing as well. And it would be original songs written from our local house as we see God minister to people, as they listen to the songs when they're driving in their cars and chatting with their friends, and waiting on God in the morning for inspiration from His word, for Him to speak to them. That these songs would carry the weight of the messages of what we've been preaching, and would long years after we're long gone, they would last us and will continue to minister to generations to come. My name is Andile, and I'm the writer of Hallelujah, It Is Finished.